Today on The Social. Sky Sports shuts down their female-focused TikTok channel following criticism that its posts were patronizing and sexist. What did the British broadcaster get so wrong here? And if you're thinking of throwing your dog waste in your neighbor's trash, don't do it. Why people are raising a stink when it comes to the proper place to dispose of your pet's poop bags. Then, glass skin, cushion foundation, clean girl looks. Social media star Miss Darcei is here to highlight her go-to K-beauty skincare and makeup essentials. Plus, he's the play-by-play voice of the Toronto Raptors. Sportscaster Eric Smith joins us to celebrate 30 years of the NBA franchise with stories from his new book. It all starts now on The Social.
This is beautiful. What a gorgeous audience. Thank you for being here and welcome to The Social. Welcome to The Social. We'd like to welcome back to the show comedian and speaker Arthur Simeon. Welcome back, Arthur.
Thank you very much.
Welcome back.
It is good to be back.
It's good to have you back. Thank you for being here. Well, listen, British broadcaster Sky Sports, they are now shutting down the sports-focused TikTok channel that they just created for women. They say it was meant to amplify female perspectives, but it faced pretty heavy criticism for being patronizing and even sexist. So in a statement, they acknowledged they didn't get it right. So what did the British broadcaster get so wrong here? What do you think, Arthur?
First of all, the first thing they got wrong was the idea that women are not watching sports before. Women have been watching sports. You are just not paying attention to them as a broadcaster. So you don't need to change anything in terms of your delivery because the women who are enjoying sports were already watching it. And the people who love the sports will watch it the same way the men who love sports watch it. They'll enjoy the same content. They'll talk the stats. They'll be as delusional as any fan base. You don't need to be condescending or patronizing to get more women, because there's only two kinds of sports watchers. People who love sports and people whose loved one watch sports. And people always assume that second group is women, which yes, maybe that's the bigger number. But there's also plenty of men who just watch sports because their girlfriend or their wife enjoys sports or works in the sports industry. And none of these men are going to be condescending to in the same way to create an app that's pink or any of this stuff to get more viewers. So I think that's what they got wrong.
Yeah, that's a solid point.
Yeah.
You know, so the question is, what did Halo get wrong? And I think judging by the backlash, it seems like everything. But I'm not surprised because, you know, a lot of times I've been in the room where we're trying to come up with a project. I'm talking about in traditional television. And the question is always asked, how do we get that demographic? And the demographic I'm talking about is the younger demographic, the Gen Zs, as we call them. And oftentimes the person who's asking that question is not at all aligned or has any idea what that generation really is tapped into. They're taking a look at TikTok and they're just kind of guessing, oh, they like apps, they like pink. And to me, when I saw this, I'm like, I don't know the generation of the person who is the executive producer, but something tells me that they are from an older generation because you got it wrong on so many levels. And
but doesn't the arrogance of that, like, just to pause for 1 second, because I'm not even a sporto, and this makes me angry. It makes me angry for sports fans, for female sports fans, because it was so condescending. This was branded, okay, think about this. It was launched last Thursday. It was branded as the Lil Sis of Sky Sports. I mean, I don't even know where to start with that. It was scrapped after 48 hours. So it it tells you the amount of outrage. You think about the amount of money that was probably spent on launching this, the team of people who were involved in board meetings. Like,
said
how
yes.
could they get it so wrong?
And you know what's worse about getting it wrong?
It's crazy.
What's worse about getting it wrong today? Listen, lots of people have made mistakes in broadcast, but what's the worst part about getting it wrong today is there's an audience, you'll go viral for the wrong reason. And now, in order to get that audience back, you got to get their trust back, and that could take years. And you know what you don't have in this industry?
Years. That's true.
Because there are too many other options for them, so it's a double fail.
I know this is a thing that people don't like to talk about anymore because 2020 is come and gone. DEI, I know she's fallen out of favor, but the idea behind diversity and equity and inclusion, the whole idea was not about us, without us. So you want to create a channel for young female fans. I guarantee you there was not one young female fan who had a voice in that room with any power. So guess what? You started already, to your point, on the wrong foot, right? So I saw the name of the guy. I'm going to make assumptions. His name is Andy. So I guess Andy, who was leading this Halo channel, you know, you could have brought your daughter in. She would have made maybe some better decisions.
No, but I want to know. I don't want you to just bring in your daughter. I think that's part of the problem. I want an actual woman who knows about sports, who is respected for her opinion, who's been working in the industry.
But let's say she was a sports fan.
Okay.
I think the idea here is you can't be making decisions for an entire group thinking you know better for them what they like. You bring them in and you give them power to make decisions.
Welcome to being
the
black.
other part, well, yes, absolutely.
All the time.
It's true. And I will also say the thing that's condescending about this, besides the whole like, we're going to do a hot girl walk, I'm like, first of all, who is that audience that you think you're talking to? To your point, female sports fans are already female sports fans. But the reason why female sports is exploding right now is not just because women like us are getting behind women. Men are also getting behind women's sports. So this channel, my husband says it all the time. He will point out matches, games, whether it's tennis, hockey, soccer, and he's like, this women's match is killing the men's game. But if this account was going to be trying to bring in fans, guess what? There are men too. So it was condescending against women, but it's also condescending against
But what do we think about this idea of segregation? Like the idea that there would be even, like let's say it was super successful and women were watching. Do we like this idea of actually having things that cater specifically to men in sports and things that cater specifically to women?
No.
I think that
no,
there's
because so many people have fought, like the Serena Williams fought so that women's finals could be played on the same court as the main final, which was something that wasn't happening before. It's like, no, the sports fans are watching it regardless of what you're putting around it. Like if I want to watch the final of Wimbledon, men's or women's, I'm going to tune in. I don't need some sort of different font to figure out who's playing. You know, the name, I don't need. I don't need to put ribbons on something, so I'm like, oh, the ribbons is when the women are playing. No, I will watch the sport.
You'll
tennis,
watch it.
But you know who thinks like that?
Yeah.
Old men who are out of touch with the younger generation. That's who thinks like that.
Okay, we're gonna move on to this. If you were planning the perfect night, would you choose to go to a concert, a movie, a sporting event, or have sex? This is, I don't know what people were saying here, but anyway, that's the bizarre question that Live Nation posed to Canadians, and they found that the number one consumer choice was live music, and only 30% would pick sex. I'm gonna leave the audience for a moment here, but what do you think about people ranking concerts above sex?
I think our audience are full of a bunch of geniuses. That's what I think. Because we understand, listen, you can have sex anytime, anywhere with anyone, and it's, well, maybe not anyone, right? Where a concert, when you think about put yourself in a concert venue, it's your favorite artist, you know all their music, and you're side by side with other fans who feel the same way, and you get to belt out that song with the person who wrote that song and all the feelings that come with it. All of that put together is better than any orgasm. I'm sorry, that is a musical orgasm. And I have orgasm.
You guys are not having the right kind of sex.
No,
Thank you.
You are not. We need to talk. Okay, I'm here for you.
I orgasmed at the final concert of Luther Vandross in this city. I orgasmed the last time Tina Turner was on tour and she came in the city.
Sorry.
I orgasmed when I saw Bruno Mars and Usher and Janet Jackson in Vegas. More. I'll skip the sex.
I mean,
listen.
Okay.
They're
Listen,
I
I don't know that we're comparing the same things.
Yeah.
Like a great concert is great. They don't come around too often. They're so expensive now. You know, last time I checked, hopefully you're not paying for too much sex.
Yes, yes.
Anyway, I'm going to leave that there. So I don't think they're the same thing.
Yeah, this is truly a national emergency. Because Canadians, I don't know what kind of sex you're having, that it's so bad you'd rather pay $1,000 and go sweat with other strangers while listening to music. I'm sorry.
I'll tell you what it is. It's a guaranteed fun. If I get that, if I go to that concert, it's guaranteed 2.5 hours that I'm going to be happy. That
Canadians,
sex, I might like it, and I might not, and it might be 2 to 5 minutes of me going, could have bought a concert ticket in that time.
I am begging every Canadian out there, get better. Get better at sex because this is terrible, okay? Hopefully, first of all, concerts have become inaccessible to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Sex is still available for most people, I hope. It's still available.
At least with yourself, it's always available.
Well, you could do that and then go to the concert.
Also, can we also just stop making stupid comparisons? Like comparing a concert experience, which is a collective experience where we tap into nostalgia.
Collective experience.
Well, it can
What are you doing?
I'm saying it can. It can.
This is not a fair comparison. Live Nation also did this research. So do you think that maybe they had an extra vested interest in putting this out there?
Sure.
I'm just going to leave that there.
Live Nation, I see where you're coming from. I'm with you. I see you.
Okay, everybody, up next. Is there anything wrong with dropping a little doggy doo-doo in your neighbor's garbage or compost? No. Is that okay? This is a hot ethical debate in some neighborhoods, and we're going to try to get to the bottom of it after this.
Tomorrow on The Social, layers on layers of looks. Tips and tricks on putting together warm and versatile outfits from stylist Erica Wark. This week on The Social, she's bold, beautiful, and never afraid to share her truth. Gigi Gorgeous joins us with her take on the stories of the day.
Hey, we'd love to hear from you. If you want to chime in on all of these topics, get with us on Facebook, on Instagram, on even TikTok. And ours is not condescending to women.
That is correct. Okay, this next one's gonna get fiery. The Toronto Star looked into if you can throw a bag of dog poo into someone else's garbage, and the short answer is no. Throwing private trash in someone else's bin without their consent is actually against Toronto city bylaws.
What?
I know. However, many pet owners poo-poo the rules and say that trash is trash. So are people raising too much of a stink over this? Melissa Grelo, you are a dog owner.
I am a dog owner. I am a Doberman dog owner. And the reason why that's important is because it takes human-sized poops. And therefore, I have to be very mindful of this. It's like being a parent, you know? You can handle your own dog's poop, your own child's poop, but you should not put that on anybody else. And so to me, I would never, and trust me, I have been tempted this morning. I'm oversharing, but we're all friends. My dog has loose stool this morning, and so I had to double bag it, and it was so stinky, and I thought to myself, I looked at a bin, I know that house has a dog, and I was like, whatever, they have a dog. And then I said, don't do it, Melissa. Don't be a bad neighbor.
Carried it.
I carried it. Don't be lazy. I kept saying to myself, don't be lazy. And I carried it around like a good girl, and guess where it ended up? My compost bin.
You know what? You're a good person because as a former dog owner, I loved my dog, but the most disgusting part of having that dog was scooping up that hot poop in that bag. The smell is wafting up to your nose. I'm sorry, the nearest receptacle is getting that bag. I'm gonna tie it up properly, but why would I walk for blocks with this bag of garbage? It is a ticking time bomb. And in my head, I'm like, you just gotta get rid of it. And it's a garbage. It's not like you eat out of your garbage. It's a garbage. So if I have garbage in my hand, I'm gonna lift it up and I'm gonna put it in the garbage.
Okay, but what if somebody else had a stinky dog poop and they were walking by Andrea Bain's house and they're like, oh, look, there's some garbage.
I have no problem, because you know what I
okay?
don't? You know what I don't want? I don't want it on my lawn and you pretending you didn't see what your dog did and then walking off. That's gonna get me hot under the collar. If you're putting it in the garbage, thank you very much.
I think there's this idea that the garbage is smelling great to begin with.
That's what I'm
saying. I'm yet to meet a garbage can that's smelling great. This is such a weird thing to be mad about because it's garbage. Everything that goes in there, you don't want anymore, okay? So someone else can put their dog poop in there, it is fine. If you live in a city, it's about community, okay? Instead of leaving the poop on the ground, we put it in garbage cans, okay? If you don't want this, don't live in a city.
Wait.
Live in the country where your neighbors are 3 miles away and you can just leave poop wherever you want.
There's one other extra element that I think is worth considering, that those bags are quite flimsy sometimes. If you throw it in, what if it bursts open? Like,
That's
then
happened.
if you're the owner of that, I'd be mad. I don't have a dog. I love dogs, don't get me wrong. And for all the reasons that you said, I'd rather it be in a bin than on the ground. But I would rather it not be in my bin when I'm not a dog owner. So, like, at least with you guys who are dog owners, you've decided, as a collective, that you like a certain aspect to this. So I don't think I need to be be So maybe we need to have like a sticker on our things and being like, I'm
not a dog owner. Please don't put your poop in here.
We can also put blame. Well, we can also put blame where blame is due. Everybody should be a responsible dog owner. Never leave your poop behind. We've established this.
Exactly.
However, number 2 is if the city of Toronto wants us to make sure that these bags end up in the proper receptacles and maybe not in our neighbors, maybe give us more trash cans around the city, maybe empty the ones that are already overfull. I don't want to make this about municipal politics. Everyone's strapped for cash, but then give me the receptacle so I don't have to tick off my neighbor with my stinky poop.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. And for the neighbor who's mad about it, I'm just gonna wait till you close your door and then I'm dropping that bag in there. Oops. All right, let's move on to our next one. People has a story about a New Brunswick mom who got a shock when she received her 10-year-old's school pictures. She said her daughter asked the photographer if she could try her own pose. Right? So, should kids be encouraged to show personality in their school pictures?
I think so too. I think there's like something so adorable about this guy at one time, like right after COVID. It was like he was living sort of like a feral child. His hair had gotten really long, and it was his first school day at a new school, so in September. And he decided to wear one of those kind of Mandarin-style collar shirts, so a shirt without an actual collar, and a tie, okay? So this does not work in any regard. It looked hilarious, but it was so adorable, and it's not a great photo. It's not one of those like very posed photos, but it's him, and to me, those are the ones I treasure more. Even if his eyes, I would never do the touch-up element. Like, I want eyes closed. I want some awkward moment that shows a personality.
But here's the thing. I love that. And, you know, I'm going to defend the school photographer for just 2 seconds. If you want a fancy photo shoot with your kid posing, it's called get your Apple phone and go into the backyard and do a photo shoot. Do you know what these people have to deal with? My daughter's school is huge. They got one shot. Sit down, kid. This is like prison. Get in, mugshot, get out. Get in, get out, get out. The kids are like, oh, Mr. Ma'am, may I pose? Imagine 800 kids who want to sit there and pose. And guess what? If you're going to buy in to the package of the school photo, by definition, they're supposed to just be blah. They're not supposed to. Is that right? Yes. It's the same background since 1978. They don't care. It's the same background since 1978. The fact that she was standing, that's groundbreaking, because my kid always has to sit on those lame old stools. My point is, respect what it is. You either buy into what it is, and if you think those packages are expensive now, and your photographer's now going to spend an extra 2 or 3 days at your kid's school, those packages are going to double in price.
Oh, no.
It's not worth it.
I like the idea that Melissa's kid's school is a prison. Like, I like this. We're raising good kids now. Get them in prison mentality early. Some tattoos on their faces and everything. Let's get it going.
I don't know about the prison part, but I agree with you, Melissa. You know why? Because I did this. In grade 1, I went to school. I was not given any instructions, but I decided on my own that I wanted to give a face that I'd seen in the Sears catalog. You know, some people just have a nice resting face and they just kind of stare into the camera and they look pretty. Well, this is what came out. Now, you guys are eyeing, but when I brought this, when my mother got these photos, my entire family was like, what was wrong? Did you beat her before she took this picture? Why does her face look like that? Why are you not smiling? Because these pictures don't just go to your parents, they go to your entire family. Nobody liked this picture. So every year after that, I was like, okay, I'm not being chastised by my aunt one more year. So the next year, this is a picture. I got it together, and it's like, look at me. I'm having so much fake fun. But you know what? I'm not really happy. I'm just thinking, you know what? I don't want to hear from my family one more time. So we are gonna smile it out.
That's so cute.
Sit down, take the picture, smile.
That is adorable.
And in hindsight, I am glad that I looked just like a regular kid. I couldn't recognize myself.
Oh my gosh. The fashion holds.
I was serious about my school day picture.
It's holding. Absolutely adorable. Okay, let's take a break, everybody. After that, fans cannot get enough of Lily Allen's scathing new album about her breakup with Stranger Things star David Harbour. So why does revenge just sometimes feel so good? We're going to let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, in 3 minutes. We'll be back. from Beyonce's Lemonade to Taylor's Reputation and now Lily Allen's West End Girl, a writer for Vogue is celebrating the passion, the skill, the audacity that a musician must have to record an entire album dedicated to revenge. So now what actually makes a good revenge album? Arthur.
First of all, Melissa, the idea that you said Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Lily Allen, one of those things is not like the other two. I will say a revenge album, don't get me wrong, go for it. But first of all, people have to care about your music, one. Two, the music has to be good. Like if I'm just listening to the song, I need to be able to enjoy it. And then the super fan can tell me, oh, it's actually based on this relationship and everything like that. Yep. So like the classic albums that have been attributed to a breakup, some of them I didn't even know until I read this article. I was like, oh, I didn't even know that was a breakup because the album was just good. And I cannot say this album is a good album. I've listened to some of it. I don't think it was that great. I think a lot of it is just spiteful, which sounds good at the time for the performer. But as an audience member, like, I don't care about you nearly enough. And also, there's this idea that musicians think that they're the only ones who are going through breakups. Everyone has gone through a breakup. You're not unique in this sort of experience. So, like, at least give me a good piece of art and not just dump your problems on me.
Very
And a lot of people, I haven't listened to, I listened to like one song off the album. It was fine.
Yeah.
But people do seem to like this. And I think it is sort of channeling their feelings of bad relationships, things gone wrong. And I guess maybe the key maybe to a good revenge album is that there's a catharsis, that there's some kind of cathartic experience. I don't like the word revenge, though. I think a breakup album is maybe a better way to put it. And when I think about good breakup albums, we mentioned in the opening Beyonce's Lemonade, and there was something so cathartic about that. You know, it was all about, she'd been so previously private about her relationship with Jay-Z. We found out all about Becky with the good hair, about affairs, and then she talked quite openly through her music about how they were working through this very, very complicated time. And I thought that was beautiful, and there were a lot of lessons for, I think, people to learn through that.
That a baseball bat is really, really
I thought it was really,
nice
it was beautiful. It was making lemonade out of lemons.
Sure.
Like, it was brilliant.
Sure.
Interesting. The one that I chose, I think this artist crawled so that Beyonce could run. And I'm talking about Carly Simon's You're So Vain. Came out in 1972. Best breakup revenge, not album, but song ever. And you know why I think it's great? It's because it's calm. She's not angry. She's not yelling. She's not swinging a bat. But she is specifically talking to somebody, but we have no idea. And what's great is when we're going through our own breakup, when we want to listen to music that kind of says how we are feeling, you don't want to know exactly who that person was writing about. Right? We never know because it's You're So Vain.
You
can't project on it. So it's like when I go through my breakup and she says things, I want to be like, yeah, that guy did take me for granted and you were speaking to me. When you make it about your husband that I know on this very famous show, well, now I can't listen to your song in the same way.
It's so specific.
Right.
It's too specific.
That's why my choice is it's controversial, okay? I'm going to say it right out of the gate. When Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears broke up, okay, I was in my 20s, and they're not that much younger than me, and I felt like I was in that relationship, and then, you know, my boyfriend and I at the time, we were doing the double denim together on dates. They were this relationship that was kind of contemporaneous to mine. So when they broke up, and then Justin Timberlake dropped Cry Me a River,
That was a banger.
the revenge, and then the video with the Britney Spears look-alike. And so to your point, Andrea, this was so specific to, we knew he was writing and singing about Britney, and then he was gonna have sex with another girl.
Oh, no, wait a minute.
And then, but the revenge was, you cheated on me, so I'm gonna have sex with this girl in your house. The video said it.
The video did say it, but my understanding was that song was not about Britney and him. I don't want to say who it was about. You can Google it yourself.
No,
but it was about
but
a
did
friend
you
of
watch
his.
the video?
I know the video. They were doing
It's a
a nod
Britney
to it.
Spears
He's talking about
look-alike.
Britney,
Yeah.
At the time, we thought it was a revenge song. Like,
Yes.
you did this to me, so I'm gonna do this to you. Now, listen, poor Britney has gone down a different path, and we don't know, you know, all of this, but back then, that was a banger.
Yeah, it was it's a good song.
That was a good song. Okay, let's all take a drink. Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
This is the part where we say, Arthur, we love seeing you. We love having you here. Thanks for coming
Always
back.
a pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay, everybody. Speaking of big stars, YouTube star Miss Darcei is back here at The Social next with her favorite K-beauty products. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Our next guest began sharing her beauty journey on YouTube as a hobby to document her love of skincare and makeup. Nearly 4 million subscribers later, she's quickly becoming one of the most trusted voices in the online beauty space.
And known for her love of Korean beauty and culture, she's here to break down some of her favorite K-beauty picks for us today. Please welcome beauty creator and inclusivity advocate, Miss Darcei. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much.
All right, so you brought a lot of great stuff. And before we get into it, tell me, what is it about K-beauty that you love so much?
You know, I think the products themselves are really great quality, but they're also at a really good price point. And for me personally, I really love that soft makeup style that Koreans had, but I didn't know how to do it. So like once I started experimenting with the products, I found that I really liked them as well.
Okay, great.
Okay, let's start with a couple of your go-to K-beauty skincare products. So first up are these pore pads. Why did they make your list?
These are the Medicube pore pads. I use these every single morning.
Bring 'em out, girl.
And they're basically an exfoliator. So I don't wash my face in the morning because I have dry skin.
You don't wash your face?
No.
What?
No, because I feel like it makes my skin too dry. But if I use these, my skin feels clean but not stripped because it's got BHAs and AHAs in it. See how like doesn't your skin feel so
It does feel nice.
It's
It
nice.
does.
Yes.
I was judging you for a second. I was like, what do you mean you don't wash your face? But yeah, no, this does feel really nice.
Yes, and so it's great for sensitive skin. It's great for oily skin, dry skin, all skin types.
Okay, I love it. So what would you do as, like, so this is your morning first step. What's your next step?
So next, I need to make sure that my face is moisturized, especially because I have dry skin, but everyone should moisturize their face. And then I would go in with a mask.
Okay, and you
Yeah.
have a favorite mask that you want to talk to us about.
I do.
Which one is it?
It's this one over here. This is the BioDance Collagen Mask. And you can use this anytime, but it is an overnight mask.
You wear it while you sleep?
Yes, yeah. So you can wear it like the full hours that you are asleep. So you put on all your skincare and then you put this over top. It turns clear overnight and you just peel it off and you have amazing glass skin in the morning.
Okay. Okay, that looks great. I sleep like a wild animal, so I don't know how long that mask is gonna stay on my face, but how often should we be using a mask like that?
I would say like once or twice a week, but my favorite thing to do is to use it on or before a flight.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
Yes.
because those flights are so dehydrated.
Yeah.
And on a flight, you can use it to like make people not talk to you.
Yes, that too.
Only-
Okay, so when people think K-beauty, skincare is often top of mind, but you're saying that there's actually a shift happening. How so?
Yeah, I would say that there's a shift from skincare to skincare makeup products. So basically they're products that are skincare first, but are still makeup. So say you have a serum that's also a blush or a serum inside of a foundation. And I feel like that's like the new trend that's going on right now.
All right, so we talked about skincare. Let's move into makeup, starting with foundation. Talk to us about what you like.
All right, so this over here is the Tear Cushion Foundation. And this one has a special place in my heart because it actually is the first Korean brand to get to 40 shades of foundation.
Wow.
Yeah, typically you'd see like 3 to 5 shades, but now you're seeing 20 and up to 40. And this one in particular is my favorite because I called them out.
I remember seeing that video.
Yeah.
This is the darkest shade of a Korean foundation. If Tear wants to expand more and make a shade for me, I will support you. Call me. They called me.
Right? The power.
That
that's-
is
Yeah.
so great.
You did them a huge favor because I
Yeah.
had no idea what they were doing. Now, can you apply a powder on top of that foundation?
Yes, you can. I always apply powder, but for this one specifically, you actually don't have to. It is self-setting. So if you want a more natural look, then you can definitely not use powder at all.
And this is the darkest shade that they
Yes,
have.
yeah.
Okay, so they really cover everybody. Can you guys see that?
Wow.
Right?
That
So
is
the darkest
great.
shade. That's fantastic.
Oh, that's beautiful. It's a really, really beautiful finish as well. Okay, I always love a bit of blush, but you have a top pick for in this category. So tell us about it. Actually, this is my top pick as well.
Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
really?
I love this blush.
Okay, yes. So this is the Glow Recipe blush. So this is one of the products that I was talking about where it is a hybrid. It's a serum, but it also has color to it.
Okay.
And they actually just recently came out with some darker colors as well. Glow Recipe is a Korean American brand, so they kind of understand both sides of the coin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh my God, how do you like, I use this blush kind of everywhere, but how do you like to wear this blush?
I like to wear it on my cheeks and my lips,
Yes.
too. Yes.
Oh, one of those dual. This is great if
Yes.
you're going on vacation, you don't want to bring a whole lot of products. You have
Exactly.
something that can do many things.
right.
It's a smart thing to do.
Exactly.
All right, so finally, our last product is a mascara. Tell us why you like this one.
This is actually Korea's #1 mascara.
Okay.
This is the mascara from the brand Clio, and I love this mascara in particular because of the wand, if you guys can see
What's
the
so special
wand.
about the wand?
See how tiny it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is gonna give you so much length.
This is
Yes.
what we're putting on the mascara. We want the length.
Yes,
Okay.
because I have short lashes, and so I love this mascara. And once you put this mascara on, it does not come off.
Oh my goodness.
Is that I'm like, is that a good thing?
It is. You do need an oil cleanser, so a makeup wipe's not going to do it.
Okay.
But yeah, that's why this is my favorite
All
mascara.
right, good
So
stuff.
great. Darcei, so good. Thank you so much for coming here today. It's always a pleasure to have you. Make sure that you head to our YouTube channel after the show for another look at all of Darcei's K-beauty picks. Thanks again, Darcei.
Thank you so
great.
much.
Okay. Up next, Raptors radio voice Eric Smith is here to talk about his new book, We the Raptors. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Okay, so I need to find my...
Here at The Social, looking fresh and feeling fierce is always in style.
I understood the assignment, honey. Yes, you did.
From the runway to your way.
Cozy and casual, loves it. Oh, I love the monochromatic again.
If this outfit isn't Mel, I don't know what is.
Learn how to rock the latest trends.
A cargo wide leg hybrid. That sounds so good. Doesn't she look amazing?
We're stepping up the glam from head to toe. Explore your own unique style.
Clearly, I'm feeling myself.
Weekdays on The Social.
Welcome back. Our next guest is the play-by-play radio voice of the Toronto Raptors, and now an author of the new book, We the Raptors.
This book celebrates the 30th anniversary of the franchise with 30 interviews from 30 players, and he's here to tell us all about it. Please welcome to the show, Eric Smith. Thanks for being here.
Thank
you. Good to see you.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
As the ladies just mentioned, you are one half of the longest-serving broadcast duo in Raptors franchise history on both radio and TV with Paul Jones, which is a huge accomplishment in and of itself. How did you get started, and also what ended up leading you to the Raptors?
Well, I mean, to try and tell it as quick as possible, I'm like every young kid, I suppose, that quickly realizes they're not going to be an athlete as much as they might want to be. So what's the next best step is maybe working in television, working in radio, and maybe working in sports. And I was fortunate enough to go to school for journalism, went to Humber College, now Humber Polytechnic.
Me too.
Shout out to Humber, the Humber Hawks. Nice. And got an internship, and suddenly, it kind of happened relatively quickly because when I came in, had I graduated a year or two earlier, a year or two later, maybe I don't come in at a time when not only the Toronto Raptors are coming into the league, but we're blossoming from one sports network to 3, and suddenly there are a bunch of job openings, and I went from intern to part-time to full-time in a matter of about 9-10 months.
Wow.
And suddenly opportunities opened, and as they say, cliche as it is, the rest is history, and I'm suddenly in a Raptor gig at 25 years old.
Wow.
Well, let's talk about that.
That's great.
Because, this is pretty amazing that one of your first assignments was to interview Michael Jordan in the Chicago Bulls locker room in 1999. And yet, you say that you actually chose intentionally not to interview the greats for this particular book. Why was that?
I think part of it is because we have these conversations all the time. You could probably do it for books and music and television, movies and whatnot as well, but in sports, who's the top 3, who's the top 5, who's the top 10, but we hear from those players all the time. So respectfully, when you think about the Raptors, we've heard the story of Vince Carter, of Kyle Lowry, of DeMar DeRozan, of Kawhi Leonard, of Chris Bosh, but what about everybody else? And I think that this fan base especially loved a Jose Calderon, or a Jonas Valanciunas, or Jerome Williams, Antonio Davis. The list goes on of all these other guys that were sort of the guy behind the guy. Whether they were fellow starters or bench players or whatnot, but do we hear from them as much? Do we hear their stories? So if we could tell the history of the Raptors or some of the big moments through their lens and through their eyes instead of hearing the same stories from the same guys. So we took that sort of a unique approach and it hopefully turned out well.
Yeah, I love that approach. That's so smart. Especially for the true fans. Now, Eric, you cover what you call the 4 eras: expansion, Vinsanity, Bosch and the Golden Era, and beyond. And you say for a lot of these players, their stints in the Raptors actually proved to be their best experience in the NBA. Tell me why you feel that way.
I think it's because there's this stigma attached to Toronto, or at least there was and maybe still is sometimes with the Raptors and I guess the Blue Jays as well being the lone Canadian franchise. And I think a lot of times guys will come here and think, well, I'm going to Canada, I'm going to another country. And they are, but then they quickly realize, well, this isn't just a city. I'm playing for the province. I'm playing for the country. And I think they get behind that fan base because they see it when they go to training camp and preseason. And even regular season games, whether it be in Montreal or in Calgary, Edmonton, Vancouver, et cetera. But then when they're in Portland and the fans come down from BC, or when they're in Minnesota and fans are coming down from Saskatchewan and Manitoba, or the Snowbirds down in Florida, and they see them at the Heat games and the Magic game, and they think, holy crap, these Raptor fans, they travel. And I feel like they embrace that community aspect, despite the community being the country, and they recognize how it's good for them as players, but even as individuals, as their brand and everything else. I think they kind of really get into that very quickly.
Well, you talk about community, but you also write about the family-centric culture that the players experience on the court, off the court also as well. Can you give us a little insight into that? Because we've heard stories and they kind of seem famous and kind of a vision from the guy at the top.
Well, I'll bookend it for you because there's probably 25, 28 years in the middle. But if we go back to the expansion era with a guy like Tracy Murray, he's one of the players featured in the book. Tracy Murray used to talk about in the expansion year in 95, 96, how I wasn't just a player. And I might not have been literally setting up chairs, but I knew I had to market, I had to advertise, I had to work with all of the secretaries and the people behind the scenes to help promote this team and to teach young fans and new fans the game. And I think that kind of created the family atmosphere where, yeah, I might be a player, but we've all got to pull for the same thing in the right direction and pull in the direction together. But then to bookend it even with the current day, I know that coming up in the last few months, the team in Calgary for training camp, there was a night out at a restaurant in Calgary where they shut down the restaurant and they had the players and the coaches and the management and the trainers and broadcasters all together at a dinner because they just wanted everybody to break bread together and realize we're pulling in the same direction for this family, for this team.
Fantastic.
Wow. Nice.
The moment for this country that I think everyone remembers, whether you're a basketball fan or not, was the 2019 championship.
Yes.
Yes.
It was so incredible. Can you talk about this moment from your perspective?
I mean, there's no denying that is the pinnacle moment. I had a chance to call Game 6 with Paul Jones and to have the final call of the championship game, and fortunate enough to, gracious enough and blessed enough to have this championship ring and whatnot as well, and to be a part of the parade as we just saw that picture. Wow. And there've been some incredible moments. It's hard to top that moment, but there have been a lot of big moments, I guess, and being there for even a Kobe Bryant scoring 81 points against the Raptors, that's a huge moment in the history of this franchise, even though they're on the wrong end of that. But to be there in Los Angeles as a kid that came to basketball because of the Showtime Lakers in the 80s and Magic Johnson, to be there courtside in Los Angeles and to see Kobe Bryant scoring 81 against the Raptors, there's so many different things that stand out for my time around this team.
So speaking of legends, back in 2006, Jorge Garbariosa took Vince Carter's number 15.
Yes.
Can you tell us how that was for the team and even how maybe Vince reacted to that?
Yeah, it's a fun little story because Garbariosa mangled his leg in his first season with the Raptors, broke his leg in a horrific fashion, and would have been a guy that I think would be a guy that is forever loved by the Raptor fan base. But his career essentially with Toronto started by him walking into an office and talking to Assistant General Manager Mark Eversley and saying, I think I want number 15. And Eversley said, well, hold on a second. You're the first guy after, we just traded Vince. He's like, no, but 15's mine now. I wore 15 in Spain. I want that. And Vince, the first time he saw Jorge in a preseason game, walked up to him and was kind of staring at him and was going, and he patted him on the chest and he said, you take care of that for me. And Jorge said, I've got it. Don't worry, I've got it. And then Jorge said to me in the book that clearly Vince is more than deserving of his number being retired as it was last November. So it's like one of those special moments of 15 really carrying its legacy through Garbariosa and others in the history of this team.
What a great story. What a great story.
Very cool.
So as we mentioned off the top, you've celebrated 30 years with the Raptors. Now, if you had to predict, what's the next big era for the team?
I think we might be in it right now. Because if If you and I, or the four of us, had this conversation a month ago, I promise you I would have said, I think the Raptors are a playoff team this year. Now, right now, they're 7-1 in November. They've won 8 of their last 9 games. They're climbing the standings in the East. I don't know if they're a championship contender. They might be, but I think they're definitely a playoff contender and a playoff team. And I think this might be the start of a number of playoff seasons to come for the squad. So I think maybe that era is starting right now.
Okay, we love
That's
the sound of
really
that.
interesting. I don't, you know, this is not a question for you, but my husband and I were talking about their run right now, and he says, you know what, it's so fun as a fan watching. They just look like they're having so much fun playing, like they were when they were kids, probably, which is really, really neat. Before we let you go, we are in the industry of television and radio, and I got to ask, is this your radio voice, or is this the way that you sound all the time?
This is the voice, yeah. Good, bad, or otherwise, this is, you know, it's not, like, as you saw, I didn't come out here and say, well, thank you for having me on the show. You know, like, this is the voice. This is the voice. Thank you.
When did that voice come in? Was that like, were you 14 with that voice?
Yeah, I'll have to get my mom on the line for that one. I'm not sure about that.
Goodness.
Yeah, this is it.
This is a ton of fun, and we
you.
want to say congratulations. We the Raptors, amazing stories. It is out now wherever you buy your favorite books, and studio audience, lucky you, you're going home with your copy today. This is so awesome. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. I got to try this.
There's never a dull moment at The Social.
We are going to have one heck of a time.
With hot takes and fiery debates.
I'm too old for Leonardo DiCaprio anyway.
We dive headfirst into juicy conversations.
Where are his wild oats now?
No topic is too messy.
I'm gonna blame all of the boyfriends that I've had.
No discussion too heated.
That is an invasion, in my opinion.
Just real talk and fresh opinions. Watch The Social, weekdays at 2 p.m. on CTV.
Extra! The Social now streaming on Crave. Thanks a lot.
This is awesome. You guys are out here.
Streaming on Crave. Sorry. Oh, that's amazing. The Social, now also streaming on Crave.
We're back, everybody. If you have ever wondered what it's like to star in a Christmas movie, make sure to tune in tomorrow because we've got Canadian actor Andrew Walker, and he's been in a whole bunch. So something tells me he might be kind of cute.
But is he single?
Oh, well, you're going to have to ask him that.
Don't worry, I'll get to it. I'll ask.
Tomorrow, stylist Erica Work is going to be here. How to layer like a pro. It is the season for that, right? So it's a bit cool. It doesn't want to be winter, wants to be winter. So let's learn to layer with Erica. Listen, if you ever want to find our show anywhere, even though conversation ends now, we are never, never far. You can catch us on Crave. We've got our YouTube channel now. We've got our podcast, social media. Like, you're going to be sick of us really, really soon. We're everywhere. Thank you so much for joining us, audience. Thank you for joining us as well. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye-bye.